What's the most effed up thing that you woke up to? I was about 4 or 5 years old and woke up hearing tiny mew, mew. I legit thought Pokemon was real and there was a Mew in my room. I opened my eyes, so excited, and I was covered in blood. My cat had given birth right on top of me. I immediately started crying and my mum rushed in. She said it was beautiful, but I was absolutely horrified. I thought these wet little alien creatures just killed my cat. My cat was fine. All of her kittens were healthy and adorable. But I will certainly never forget being birthed on. Ha! Get birthed on! Birth on them haters! A note from my ex explaining that he had to go home to change because he wet the bed that we were sleeping in together, but he didn't want to wake me. That is an honest man right there. My husband sleep fighting. I woke up to grunting and looked over to see the silhouette of someone throwing punches and my husband not in bed. The figure came towards me and I screamed while thinking, "There's an intruder! My husband is dead and I am next!" My scream woke him up. Turns out he was dreaming about a robber breaking in and he was trying to fight the guy off. Did he win? Asking the real questions here. My freshman year at university, my roomie, Johnny, was out for the night and I fell asleep on the couch in the dorm. Around 3, someone loudly opened the door and came and sat on top of me. At the time I thought, oh, roommate ended up coming back home, and kicked him off me with a friendly "F off Johnny" before immediately falling back to sleep. About an hour and a half later I woke up to someone in my room screaming, "Where the f*** am I?" After the initial confusion, I learned the dude that had sat on me was not my roommate, but the very intoxicated brother of someone who lived on my floor. Coincidentally, his name was also Johnny, which led him to believe he was in the right place before he passed out on my floor. I helped him get his bearings, got him some water, and basically carried him back to his brother's room. My roommate in college snuck in an old dude she met on the internet. I woke up to him looking at me from her bed. Nah, that's her dad. I had a girlfriend who had a little studio apartment in a multi-unit building. The bed was basically 5 or 6 feet to the right of the apartment's door. One night I woke up half drunk and there was a dude standing on the bed looking down at me. The door was ajar. I got up and kind of went, "Rah!" and he freaked out and ran out the door and I closed it and locked it. I never found out what the deal was with that. Similar thing happened to me, except he was naked and needed me to explain the situation to him. I was a 15-year-old girl? Cockroach crawling from my neck to my hair takes the f***ing cake every time. That's enough sleep for tonight. My best friend just woke up missing his leg. He was in a motorcycle accident and doesn't remember anything. Very f***ed up. Alright guys, real funny. Come on, where is it? I went to bed with a massive huntsman spider on my wall. Was feeling lazy and I figured it'd just go do spider things somewhere else. 10 minutes later, curiosity got the better of me and I switched the bedside lamp back on. There it was, on the sheets, over my chest, right near my face. Yeah, no, who the f*** sees a spider on the wall and casually thinks, nah, I don't really feel like it. Yeah, that's future me's problem. Future me. What the shit past me? My toddler going, "Mummy, wake up! I don't feel good!" and then barfing all over me in bed. I woke up to find that my arm didn't work anymore. Apparently, I slept at a weird angle and cut off flow to the nerves. I picked up the arm with my other hand and threw it against the wall. Didn't feel anything. Fortunately, that only lasted a minute or two before the pins and needles settled back in. Had the same thing happen to me, never falling asleep with my hand behind my head again. When I had a tooth removed when I was younger, I woke up in my beloved bunk bed the next morning to all of my bedding and pillows covered in blood. I didn't know that I was also covered in blood until I went to show my parents. I nearly made them poop their pants. Heck, I nearly pooped my pants when I saw myself. The most effed up thing is, there was blood all over my favourite cat-shaped pillow. Me realising I shit myself while sleeping. Alternatively, blood, and when it dries it's brown and people think you shit the bed. Cold shit on my pillow. How do I know it was cold? My shit temperature gauge, aka my face. My dad was angry I was gone for a week, and this is how she told me. I laughed out loud in my lecture. People are staring. Parents fighting. I feel you. I mean, 9/11 was pretty bad. Waking up to the thing, that's bad. Watching it unfold a little, and then the disbelief at how much crazier it's getting. I had a friend who lived next door when I was a kid. I woke up one morning, like 7 or 8 a.m, to a lot of shouting and approaching sirens. I looked outside my bedroom window to see her house engulfed in flames. She and her dad and her younger brother were in the desert that weekend, and I could see her mum in their backyard with the baby brother, so we knew everyone was okay, but it was surreal watching my friend's house burn. I once woke up with a puddle of old vomit next to me. I was in my bed, and I guess I either didn't wake up or just fell back asleep immediately and didn't care. I still don't remember actually throwing up. It was really gross. My brother's banging pots and pans in my room while yelling, "The British are coming! The British are coming!" That's when you hit them with the pan. The British are here, now go the fuck to sleep. My now ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend standing in the corner of his bedroom, just staring at us with nothing in his eyes but total contempt. I was 13 and my 4-year-old sister came to the room super late at night carrying a knife and woke me up and quietly said, "I'm going to kill you." Then walked right out of my room. The knives were high out of reach, or so we thought, but she somehow got them, hid them for a long time after that. Woken by a tendon that pulled while I stretched in my sleep. I got slapped in the face with a piece of cheddar cheese that was covered in dish soap. Probably the many times I've woken up from a dream with me thinking I was in a hot tub, but in reality, I was just peeing myself in bed. Last week, I had a dream where someone was doing the most annoying sound in the world from Dumb and Dumber, and then that person said, "Want to hear the only sound more annoying?" And then the next moment, my alarm woke up. I don't think I've ever been trolled so hard by my subconsciousness in my life. I was in a camp and every day they would wake us up with something different. One day they came in with a turned on chainsaw. I woke up in the middle of the night and felt someone holding my hand. I'm trying not to flip my shit, so I slowly scanned the room. No one there. Arm isn't hanging off the bed, so it's not an under the bed goblin this time. No weird lumps under my covers. I'm starting to assume there's a severed fucking hand in my bed, so I freak out and let go, throw the covers so I can see what the fuck is going on. It was my own goddamn numb ass hand. A woman with a blood-caked machete in my room on top of me. I have sleep paralysis. Rolled over into a huge pile of cat urine and wet shit. This was only 2 weeks ago, on a work day, an hour and a half before my alarm would go off normally. House centipede on the wall right next to my face. Damn near broke my neck scrambling out of bed. My alarm clock was set to a usually FM music station. Again, to sum up, the Challenger spacecraft has exploded on takeoff. Watched this one in school. TV rolled into the cafeteria. Kids are in awe and boom. The worst part was not understanding exactly what had happened or just how bad it was, but all the teachers were crying. One was fumbling to turn the TV off. That will be seared into my memory forever.